Okay, so first of all, I have an Excel spreadsheet here, and I have dates going down the side, and then along the top, I have the compounds that were measured on those days. And I want to plot this in Python. So I will open up a Jupyter notebook, and we'll start by going import pandas as PD. Then we'll do pd.read_Excel, and then we need a set of brackets and quotation marks, and we need to put the name of the Excel spreadsheet. So I'll go back to Excel and I'll get the name, including the folder path, by doing equals cell and then clicking on the file name here. Then we can copy this, and I'll go back to Python and paste this in here. Then we need to get rid of the square brackets here. Then we need another quotation mark and a comma and another quotation mark because the sheet name needs to be separate. Then I will turn all of this into a data frame. And then I'll put df down here as well to make it show me the data frame when I run this. And you'll see pandas creates an index column here, numbering all of the rows. And this is what will be used as the x values when I make my subplots. But I don't want to use the index column, I want to use the date column here for all of my x values. So in order to do that, I need to change the index column. And I'm going to do that using index_column is equal to 0. Because pandas numbers all of its columns starting from 0. You can see it's also numbered the rows starting from 0 as well. So the date column is actually column 0, and then this is column 1 and column 2 and so on. So now when I run this, the date column is now the index column, and it will now use the dates as the x values. We'll then do df.plot, open and close brackets, and when I run this, it will make just one plot with everything on it. To separate this out into subplots, I need to put subplots is equal to true, and then we'll run this. Now, pandas subplots actually uses matplotlib. So in order to get rid of all of this text at the top, I'm going to import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. Then we'll do plt.show, open and close brackets at the bottom. And then we get just the plot. Now the next thing that we want to do is make this bigger. So we'll do figsize is equal to, and then in brackets, we need to put in the width and the height. So I am going to make the width 16 and the height 9, and then we'll run this. And it makes the plot bigger. The next thing I want to do is make a grid of subplots, and we can do this using layout. And this will be equals to a set of brackets. And then in here we need two numbers, and the first number will be the number of rows and the second number will be the number of columns. To work out how many rows and columns I want, I'm going to go back to Excel and I'll use count A to count the number of compounds I have, and therefore the number of subplots that I want. And that's 47. Then let's say that I want 5 columns. I'm going to need to take the number of subplots and divide them by the number of columns to get the number of rows that I need. And this needs to be rounded up to the nearest whole number. So I'll have a few blank spaces. So we'll go back here and we'll change the number of rows to 10 and the number of columns to 5. And then we'll run this. And you'll see now we have the subplots in a grid with 5 columns and 10 rows, and we have 3 blank spaces at the bottom. The next thing I want to do is remove the horizontal space between each of the subplots. And I can do that with plt.subplots_adjust. And then in a set of brackets, I'm going to say that I want the horizontal space to be equal to 0. Then also, just to be on the safe side, I already know that all of my data sets are using the same x values, but just in case, I'm going to put sharex equals true, so they'll all share the same x-axes. And now we've got rid of the horizontal space. The next thing I'm going to do is make this plot a little bit bigger. So we'll double these numbers. I'll make this 32 and this 18. And I'm also going to add in a marker. So each of my data points will be represented by a circle rather than just having lines. And now we can see that the plot is bigger because all of the text now looks smaller, and also that we now have markers. And then also I will change the colour of this, so I will make everything red. And then to get the plot out of Excel, I will right click on this and go copy image. Then I'll open up a Word document and I'll paste the image in here. Okay, so in this video, I have shown you how to use pandas to make subplots in Python, and that is everything.